Now I know what a pain in the butt it is to make an antenna, but this is my first one. I cut every one of these. Alright YouTube, you're looking at my most anticipated video to date on YouTube ever. This is always something I always wanted to do. I wanted to make a quarter wave CB antenna out of a copper pipe. Okay, this is everything you're going to need. It's actually pretty straightforward. The only thing is a nano VNA I'm going to utilize for tuning. I love this thing. I just got it, and I wanted to wait till I got that up and running before I made this video. So this is everything you're going to need, okay? This is the two 10-foot copper pipes, okay? These are 3/4 inch. I'm going to list them in the screen in front of you. Two 3/4 inch end caps and a coupler. And to make a hole in the end of these, we're going to pilot a hole, boop, boop, and then upgrade to a 3/8 inch drill. And then I put these pieces of wood here because I'm going to drill into that. You can hold them with gloves because it gets a little squirrely, but the vise is actually I'm utilizing that to hold my camera. And then through that hole, we're going to sandwich this 3/8 by 24 inch fine thread bolt with a nut, and that'll stick out the bottom. And then we're going to mark and cut at 108 inches, and that will be measured with here and marked with this, cut with this pipe cutter. And then from that, we will install this out the top. We will put a cap on it, drill the same hole out in the top. This bolt's a little smaller than that one, but we'll mark that and sandwich it with these two nuts. And this will be our fine tuning of the top of the antenna. And then to tighten it, we will need a number 14 metric ratchet and an adjustable one of these wrenches, ratcheting wrenches, and that, and a hammer to tap the hole to mark it. This to pilot, this to drill. All right, it's really not that much, and it's super cheap between the pipes and these couplers, and I mean, I have everything, and then the deburring tool to smooth everything out. All right, guys, hope you like it. First, we'll put some gloves on. Clears the little workstation. We're going to pilot our first hole. We're going to go from the underside and drill into the wood. So just find a center mark. It doesn't have to be perfect. That's good enough. So I'm going to take your drill, pilot a little hole. Okay, there's your pilot. Going to get your 3/8 inch. Now you could use your vise or your vise clamp, but I'm using it to hold my camera. That's ugly, so we're going to come around the other side. Obviously hold tight. There it is. So it's not perfectly centered, but it's good enough. So what I want to do is get the deburring tool, deburr it from this side, deburr it from that side. I knew I was going to use this deburring tool sometime. All right, let's clear this. So this will be the bottom. I'm sure you could weld this and solder this and make it all nicer, but I'm just trying to do something real quick and easy that anyone can do. And if you want to make it a little nicer, I would probably come back to it. See that? Just tighten the crap out of it. Voila! You have the bottom of your antenna. And it will go right here. I'm going to deburr this. There's your bottom. And then your coupler. I'll have trouble getting this in camera. I'll deburr the outside of that. Okay. That's on. And I'm going to have to do this off camera, but I'm putting this piece in here. There. There's them coupled together. The first one I had to hammer in, the second one I didn't. So we got the bottom done, the middle done, and then now we're going to cut it to at most I think 108 inches, and then we will calibrate it and mark it down from there. So I will get this pipe cutter. Alright, well I had to mark off screen the 108 inches from the combined coupler and the two pipes all the way to the end cap like that. And that's where I held the measurement. And 108 inches is here. And I can always cut back because, you know, I can extend it with this, but I can always cut it back too. So if it needs to be electrically shorter, I'll just cut back. But this is going to be our initial cut at 108 inches. And then I will deburr it when I'm done. Obviously I haven't cleaned this in a while. Here it is. Okay, now this part I will deburr the inside and outside just so I don't mess myself up. Like this is easy. But the outside you kind of have to weasel it in your hands here. So this will be the top. And then the cap will go on here with this through it. So we're going to mark another hole for this. Alright. Okay, I'll pilot a hole. Okay. I'm going to, even though this bolt's a little smaller, I'm still going to do the same size. You do have to hold this pretty doggone tight. I'm trying to get this in camera. Okay, I'm going to tap this up down. I'm going to come through the top. Like I said, hold on tight. Make sure you got gloves on. I would rather a vise, but it's holding my camera. Yeah, good thing I'm wearing gloves. Be safer than me. Okay, I'm going to deburr that. Outside, inside. Okay. This project really doesn't take that long. It's going to be the tuning. That's really all it is. I'll show you what the top is going to look like. That's it. Here, my friends, is the result of all my tuning, thanks to this little guy. got this nano VNA and just went nuts tuning this copper pipe. Now I know what a pain in the butt it is to make an antenna, but this is my first one. I cut every one of these. First I cut it down to 108 inches for, I don't know why. I knew that was going to be too long. So then I was like, here, let me cut this big amount, and then this little bit, and then this little bit. And I kept checking the nano VNA until it was resonant in the middle of the band. And I got it. Oh, and lastly, I did want to throw in this JB Weld, because as I made the video and I put the adjustable tip on there, the one nut wasn't staying where it was supposed to, so I want to JB Weld that on the inside so it doesn't move. And this is what it would look like on the tip. It's hard in the camera, but that's it. I'm going to do the other side. Get that in there real nice. I'll use my finger for the rest. That's what she said. Guess that's what gloves are for. So now I got all this JB Weld in there against the nut. What I'm going to do is just press it on the end here, and that thing won't go anywhere. So that'll be the designated bottom. This is resonant just as it is to the middle of the band, but you know, just to toy around with. You could also fine tune it. All right, now I'm going to show you the completed product. I'm going to put it on my truck. Here's the copper antenna laid out next to a measuring tape. So it's roughly 95.5 inches for my setup to the end of this copper end cap. If we come down here, it still has the connector, coupler, and that measuring tape goes to the end of this removable cap at the end. This guy, which we can put the adjustable one on in its place. So I'll push that back there. $95.5. Nowhere close to the 102. But that's where it's resonant. It's resonant at 95.5 with this bad boy. Maybe it has to do with the velocity factor of copper versus stainless steel. Interesting. Alright, what I gotta do is take the old 102 inch down. I already loosened it a little bit. I've been slanting it without the fishing string lately and seeing how that's running. It's been tuning just great. Sorry about the shakiness. I got this thing mounted around my neck. I'm going to see if it'll work for making videos. So we're going to straighten this out. Alright, so we're going to straighten this out just for testing. Now, we're going to grab this copper pipe. Let's take that JB Weld off so it doesn't get stuck. Alright, now we just have the cap on there. It's kind of wobbly. Like I said, it's not meant to stay on all forever, just to throw up on there when you park somewhere and you have a copper antenna. There you go. Let's take a look at it. Dun, da, 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 da. Let's take a step back. Look at that bad boy. It's ridiculous. So what I got here is I took the coax from the back of the radio, pulled it down here, and attached it to this here nano VNA. Let's see what we got here. We're going to turn it on. I have all this crap on here, but I have a saved setting where you can go like this and go to recall, and this is the CB band. Look at that tuning. Let me get this up to the screen as best as possible. All right, let me move this to the middle. 1.0 in the middle of the band. Look at that. And then the highest part of the band, 1.3 and 1.3 in the lowest part. 1.0 in the middle. Not bad. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this off. I freaking love this thing. We're going to attach it back to the radio. Make a radio contact. Okay. Channel 33. I didn't cut the wings down yet on this heat sink, but we're on channel 33 in this local Northwest Georgia area, and I already put this down to calibrate, so we're going to calibrate this with the box on. So our RF gain, it's all the way up. My mic gain is right where it needs to be before it squeals, and we got this to calibrate. So calibrate. So I gotta just move it a smidge. Okay, calibrate, SWR. Still says 1.8-ish on the radio, but the antenna is tuning spectacular on the Nano VNA. So I did some calculations. I'll put in another short video, and it's a 1-foot jumper that does the trick for me. That 4-foot jumper sucks for the SWRs for some reason with the box on. Now, let's see if we can get somebody. Channel 33. Audio check, audio check. This is Roadblock in the mobile using a homemade copper pipe antenna I slapped on the roof of this vehicle. Anybody got their ears on? Hey, this is Roadblock. Is that 221? Hey, 221, I got this homemade copper pipe antenna I slapped on the roof. What am I showing on your meter? What am I showing on your meter? This is a homemade copper pipe antenna I have on the roof of my vehicle. 9+ on me. That's not bad. I mean, you're doing as well. Let me get a copy on you with this antenna. Come on back. You got about an S7, but then again, this meter is old and this radio is old. So anyway, I just thought I'd try this just 2-pill on this new copper pipe antenna. I'm going to put this on the internet, and I'll throw your name on there if you want to see the video later. Copy that. I know you're all the way out there, at least 20 miles as the crow flies. Copy that. All right, Lithium Springs, Hiram to Lithium Springs. That's not bad. All right, 221. I just thought I'd do a little experiment here, and I'll put you on there on the screen. 221. I appreciate you. This is Roadblock on the side. All right, everybody, there it is. copper pipe antenna, portable. There it is. Loosen her up. Got quite a few threads on there. Boom. You can take it down, separate it, and there's two pieces. We're good to go.